Where is Tony Stark in the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer? So good to see the Marvel Cinematic Universe Spider-Man swinging around again. Since the last time we saw him, he stopped existing. The trailer for Spider-Man Far From Home blew up earlier this week, and as obsessed as we are for MCU's Mysterio, the bigger issue on our minds here is where the heck is Tony Stark? He wasn't the one who turned to dust in Infinity War, so why is Peter alive and Tony isn't? But of course, we're talking about a movie that hasn't even come out yet, so who knows? Our theories on Mr. Stark's whereabouts might just wind up being true, which means we are on our way straight for spoiler territory. So if you don't want to know, now's the time to accidentally lock yourself inside an impenetrable vault until we're done here. Nerdist News broke down the new Spidey trailer earlier this week, taking a look at all of the hidden details. There is a lot to unpack, but there's also almost nothing in it that gives us any clue to how Avengers Endgame is going to play out, except for one glaring hole shaped just like everybody's favorite genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist. Tony and Peter were thick as thieves in Homecoming, and now he's absolutely nowhere to be found.
You look nice.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you. It's a new dress?
Yes, it is. How'd you know?
Yep, Happy's there to hit on Aunt May in Tony's stead. Pepper even makes an appearance on the giant check he's holding, but no Tony himself. Thanks to a 2017 interview with Fandom.com, Sony's Spider-Man producer Amy Pascal said Far From Home starts, quote, a few minutes after Avengers 4 wraps as a story. Assuming that this is true, Tony's absence from the new trailer is probably very directly tied to his fate in Avengers Endgame. Now, the obvious answer is that Tony is stuck on that spaceship we saw him in during the Endgame trailer. Maybe he died of a lack of food/water/oxygen, and he met his end drifting through space. A possibility to be sure, but an unlikely one. Marvel Studios mastermind Kevin Feige confirmed earlier this month that the shot of Tony on the spaceship, along with all other Endgame marketing materials, is lifted from the first 15 to 20 minutes of the film. If Tony dies in Endgame, it's more plausible that he'll be rescued first. There's the possibility also that Tony doesn't die, that he helps the Avengers win Endgame and restores all of their dusty mates in the process. If Tony showed up anywhere in the Far From Home trailer, it would have instantly spoiled his Endgame fate. But Robert Downey Jr.'s contract to play Tony Stark is reportedly up after Endgame, as are other Avengers actors, and while renegotiation is always an option, so too is the possibility that Tony Stark may shed this mortal coil for that big armor lockup in the sky. Let's also not forget that Tony is the MCU Spider-Man stand-in for Uncle Ben. Yes, we know that Uncle Ben died in this universe and that event left a mark on Peter, but if Tony dies in Endgame, an Uncle Ben-esque moment where he reminds Peter of the responsibility he has to be a hero could bring a very satisfying end to the mentor/mentee relationship the two have had since Captain America Civil War. Plus, how many more times do we have to see this?
Uncle Ben, Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben? No! No, how?
Another long shot theory. Tony will appear in Far From Home, just not the way we thought he might. Sourcing the precedent set in Marvel's main comics universe, some Redditors believe that Tony's death in Endgame could lead to him basically pulling a reverse Jarvis and returning as the AI in the newest version of Peter's Spider-Man suit. But who knows? We were calling it for months that Steve Rogers would kick the bucket in Infinity War, and we all know how that turned out.
Oh, God.
But what do you think? Is Tony Stark missing because he's dead? How is Spider-Man not dust in Far From Home anyway? Let's discuss. Also, thanks for watching. Like and share this video, and until the next time you have to sit there and watch while your work friends make passes at your weirdly hot aunt, remember to join us at Nerdist.com.
It's so hard for me to believe that she's someone's aunt.
Yeah, well, they come in all shapes and sizes, you know.
This walnut date loaf is exceptional.
Let me just stop you there.